What is good, YouTube? It's calsoscoped back with another video. As you see on screen right here, we got Devontae Graham. I call this type of edit that I make the light show. The first person I saw do it, give credit where it's due, was Gilly Edits, and then I started kind of just experimenting and do my own thing. Now I got one video out on it. I'll pop that up on here just to show you guys, but I got one video out on how I do this tutorial, like a glow edit on Photoshop for sports designs. I got one video, but I feel like I can break it down a lot easier because the last one took a long time to break down and it was a little bit too confusing. But now I think I got better techniques to get this done for you guys. So if you guys want to learn how to do this today, you came to the right place. So sit back and let's get into the video. Alright, so first thing you guys are going to want to do, get your image wherever you're going to get it from. Getty Images, if you download, I got a tutorial on how you can get any Getty image. If you get it on Google, don't matter. Alright, but the first thing you're going to do is press P to select your pen tool, or you can get over here, it's the anchor tool over here on your tool selections. And the first thing we're going to do is mask out Jimmy Butler. Now, a lot of people might be confused as why I don't just use quick selection, which will just select them fast. I don't think quick selection does as accurate of a job. So I always use the pen tool, but that's the first step we're going to use. You can always curve the pen tool if you click and then hold it down. You can curve it whatever way you want, but I'm going to fast forward through selecting him and then I'll be back. Okay, so the selection is pretty much done. You guys will see that what I do around tight corners, or not tight corners, what I do around the hair usually, since there's not a defined space, I go around it. But once I make the select and mask, you guys will see what I do. And if you have spaces in between, like how I had to get rid of these when I did the whole selection, what you do is you just make a shape or whatever you need to subtract, and then you can pick the subtract option. But we don't need to do that. I'm just showing you guys so you know what I did there. But I'm just noticing that I missed this part. And then once you do that, you're gonna hit your little layer mask icon and your selection's right there. Now you see that the hair, it's not what you're gonna be, that's not what you want. So you're gonna go into the select and mask. So you right click on the layer mask, select the mask, and then you're gonna go in there. And I use the feather tool up here, the refine edge, it's R for the shortcut. And I usually leave these blank for as of right now, and then I go just make a kind of a circle around, just kind of around the shape of the hair. It doesn't have to be super precise because this is going to be a glow edit in the dark anyway, but you always want to make sure you're trying to get the best detail possible. Okay, so you have that there. Then what I do is I press on decontaminate colors. I usually go to 70 or something like that, just to decontaminate the colors that you were using. Make sure you're getting a better selection. And there you go, you got your selection. It's a pretty good selection. And now you can also do this. You go on your layer mask, you hold down the Alt button. I think it might be Command on Mac, I'm not sure. But you hold down the Alt button, click on the layer mask, and you're gonna get to this screen. And now once you're on this screen, go to the brush tool, go to the soft brush tool, right? And the very important part of this is you're gonna click on the overlay. Click on overlay for your type of brush. So you got that, right? And now make your brush make your brush just go over it like this, with black color, because black removes, white reveals. So go over it like this, and then you can just check in and out. You can just get rid of some of it if it's too much. It's really up to you. And then I think that looks pretty good. Now we're on to the next step. Okay, so now you guys see your selection, right? Let's put them on a new plane. So I usually go 1080 by 1350. That's max Instagram size. So go 1080 by 1350, 72 pixels per inch. That's what I usually use. So we got that, and right away off the bat, I'm gonna make this black. I'm gonna make this color a black background, and then we're gonna take our mask. Copy it, Control C, and then Control V, put it on there. and now I'm seeing that there's a little bit of excess here, so I'll add a layer mask again, and then I can just go back to my normal, just do normal, and then edge some of that out. Boom. Okay. Once you're satisfied with your collection and everything, you can just resize whatever you want to do. I resize mine just to make it fit more of the screen. You do whatever you want, there's no rule there. But now you're gonna have to focus in on what you want to be glowing, and the great part about this is you can really select anything that you like. Obviously I'm gonna do the text here and the Nike sign. I might just create a white or a glowing collar just cause, and I might change this color as well, but this is up to you. All you're gonna do to make your selections is you're gonna use the pen tool once again. So say I'm just making this just to show you guys real quick. I make that, I right click after I pen tool it, make the selection, new selection, and then you're just gonna keep doing this, and you're gonna add to the selection each time. So it's pretty simple. Just go about it like that, and I'll be back when I select everything that I want to do. Alright, so now I got my selection, you know what I'm saying? We got our selection now, so now I'm gonna add a new layer. Just hit that plus button, I'm gonna add a new layer, and then for the selection, I'm just gonna pick the paint bucket tool, and I'm just gonna, we're on it, yep, pick white, and I'm gonna fill it with white. You can make your glow whatever color that you want. Really, that's not my thing to say what you should do with it, but I made it white in this case. And the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a levels adjustment to Jimmy Butler, and I'm gonna clip it to him. So I'm adding that levels just to start seeing the difference between the light and dark. You just want to start visualizing what it really looks like. And then now I'm going to outer glow, and I put an outer glow on him, and I'm picking that white outer glow. And for these settings, I mean, you can really play around with it. I usually have my spread on 0 no matter what usually, but opacity and range, you're just gonna have to figure that out and try to work with it, as well as blending options. They play a small part in what this is. You can mess around a little bit with blending options, but you don't want to get too deep with the blending options. So once I'm done doing that, I'll let you guys know. I think my blending options are pretty good. That's what I'll probably be using. I brought the levels back up just so I can see the body again. And the next thing that I'm gonna make a selection of is the skin, because the skin actually has a very good contrast, and it can make the glow look a lot better. Like if you, whatever tint that you want to put on it, whether it be red, blue, green, whatever, if you have a good skin contrast and skin color, then it can make the glow like pop. So the next thing I'm gonna do is make a selection of the skin, and I'll be back. Alright, so now we got the skin masked out as well, and I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm not gonna do anything with that yet. I'm gonna bring my levels back down though. I'm gonna bring that back down. I'm gonna actually hide the skin layer for now, and then I'm going to add I'm gonna apply my layer mask on the base layer, but then I'm gonna add another layer mask, and I'm gonna add a levels curve, or not a levels, a gradient, so that we can start getting that effect of him like vanishing. So here's like the steps from now on. It's really up to you, so it's kind of hard for me to put it into like you have to do this and you have to do that. But what you want to do is you want to start going on the levels panel, and you're gonna want to use your brush. You're gonna want to use your black brush with black pen, black ink, or whatever you want to say, black paint, whatever. And you're gonna start revealing parts of the jersey. See, like what I'm doing, I'm revealing parts of the jersey where I think it's gonna glow the most. So if you think it's gonna glow the most over here, well, you gotta have a basic understanding for where it's gonna do that. So you gotta release parts around it. All right, so there's not really a rule to that. You just gotta play with it and see like how it's gonna come out, and you gotta be the judge of it really. So I'm gonna do that right now, and then I want you guys to do that as well if you're following along. Let's see what we get. I'm also gonna make a quick selection of the eyes so I can light those up as well. Alright, so now you got all your parts selected that you want to use, right? You got your Miami logo, you got the sides, you got the detail, everything that you want to use. If you want to add more, that's up to you. Player, go ahead, like, do your thing with this. But hey, we got everything that we want to use. Now the next step is going to be where we're going to start having fun. The next step, what I usually do is I add a new layer, and this is like the fog layer, I call it. I start adding that fog in that you guys see that I put on my designs. So what I use is free fog Photoshop sometimes, and it really depends what you want to use. I might use powder. Let's go with powder actually. I'll link these brushes down below, but you see, like, you gotta start going crazy with whatever brushes that you like. Just place them wherever you want, you know, and then you're just gonna start just kind of freestyling from here, man. Just start using the fog brushes. I'm gonna link those down below. I'm gonna show you guys what I do in like a speed process, but you're gonna place your fog strategically so that it shows off your glows. All right, so right now I'm gonna work on the background, then I'll come back and show you how to actually use the fogs to make your glows stand out more. Alright, so also what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding a little bit of red so you can get that red accent. And this is like a quick tip, a pretty good tip for you guys actually right here is you just go on your brushes, go on the soft brushes, right? And then you see all these like categories right here. You can click on shape dynamics, play with the size jitter a little bit, put that up to 100 usually I do. Then for scattering, I mix it up so you can see the preview right down there, bro. And now when you brush or when you paint, your artwork's going to be a little bit scattered all over the place, so you can make like little points and then just put it into a smart layer, and then you can like blur it so it's going to blend with the background, so you start getting a little bit of contrast. You see that? And that's what we like to see. But I'm gonna keep doing this, the background, then I'm gonna check back in with you guys. Another thing that I'm noticing with the fog is that it was too light before, and I just did this just to test it out before I showed you guys what to do, because I'm not trying to give you guys false information. So what you're gonna do on your fog layer, I need to start layering my stuff. When you have your fog layer, add a hue and saturation, bring the saturation all the way down, then go on your channel mixer, click it on monochrome, make sure it's on monochrome, and then you can bring that down, and you see you getting your picture darker, but everything's still lit up. Everything's still lit up. So you can just copy those filters, Control C and then Control V, right onto your layer. What I also like to add on this is something called light debris. It just makes everything look more coming at you. So I'm not really sure what happened to the audio that I had said before, but pretty much what I'm doing right here is just using the powder or fog brushes, whatever brushes you can use, and I'm making those integrate with the glow if you want to put it in that way. So I'm making those just like integrate with the glow to make the appearance of the glow look even more realistic. As you can see on the eyes, I used 2 different strands and I just blended them in, and then on the chest I also blended it in. So at this point, guys, you guys are pretty much all set, except for the last part. I'll show you guys how I did the camera raw filter, but when you get to this part, you kind of just gotta freestyle and have a creative mind of your own. You just gotta kind of think about what's gonna glow the most, you know, just do your reflections, like just do a lot of hard work and thinking about where everything's gonna go, and you guys will be all right. Let's say I'm happy where I'm at. I'm obviously gonna fix a couple more things on this, but let's say I'm happy where I'm at. So you take everything that you got, right, and you're gonna press Control Alt Shift, all those at the same time. I think Alt is Command on Mac, but you're gonna hold all those down, and you're gonna also press E to make a new visible from all the layers. And then after that, you're gonna right click and convert it to a smart object. Now this is where a lot of magic can happen, so you better get ready.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Alright, go on filter, go to your camera raw filter, alright? And this is where a lot of magic can happen, bro. I'm just gonna show you. You can really do whatever you want on here. Look at this, guys. I'm just already changing stuff, and it just looks so much better. So this is like the last step of your edit. When you're all done, and you're satisfied with what you did, you're gonna just do this, mess around with it, you know, get the colors that you want in there. You can even go to curves, mess around with the curves adjustments, all that. Get some of that chrome a little bit, maybe, you know. Anything that you really want on here is pretty cool. It's pretty cool to use. So let's see. This is before. This is after. This is before. After. So you can really do whatever you want after you're all done with the camera raw filter. I hope this helped you guys out a lot. I know there's so many like steps and like decisions that you can make, but that's just how designing is. So it's kind of hard to explain what you should do exactly on each part. You gotta just take it upon yourself to really just try to figure out what you like to do, especially on this type of edit, because like you can just pick all the different parts that you want to glow and things like that. So you know what I'm saying, man. You guys understand me. So I know you guys will definitely get it under control. Hey man, appreciate you guys stopping into this video. If it helped you, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 1K, so if you know anybody that needs to learn about designing, sports designing, or anything in general, just tell them to sub to my channel, bro. Check it out. At least give it some thought about subbing to the channel. We're on the road to 1K, man. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate all the support you guys have been showing. Until next time, this has been Calsoscoped, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.